At the Money Show in Toronto, we're talking to Tom Sosnoff, the founder and CEO of Tastytrade. Tom, welcome to SmallCapPower.
Happy to be here.
So give us an introduction to tastytrade.com for our viewers in Canada who haven't gone on that platform.
Well, Tastytrade is a digital media network that we built 8 years ago. It's the largest digital network in the world now for finance. Our second largest audience is actually in Canada. And it focuses on strategy. Mostly, it's all quantitative based, no technical analysis, no fundamental analysis, all quantitative strategies or statistical strategies, all probabilistic outcomes, and based on any single product. So we focus on leverage, like different kinds of derivatives, and we're basically product agnostic. So it's a fun network. It's kind of like a combination of, we have 40 shows, we have 20 different people that produce, all the, that are on the network all the time. Everything's live 8 hours a day, and it's all research based. We own a think tank, basically.
You said you are product agnostic, but what do you think about ETFs? There's a dedicated session to just ETFs here at the Money Show. A lot of money flowing into them. They're consistently growing and beating mutual funds, hedge funds. Do you share that confidence?
I like ETFs I like them because they are very efficient. They work, they're priced efficiently, and they have a lot of liquidity. I don't share the same fear people have about there's too many ETFs or anything like that, because I think that is what's going to happen in the future. But I do think that people need to go beyond just ETFs. The problem with most ETFs is that there's some form of, they're highly correlated. And I worry about correlation risk. So I think people need to have, different commodity products in their portfolio. They need to have different interest rate products. They need to have different ETFs. And they need to have non-correlated positions, so that means certain stocks too.
How should investors navigate the new disruptive sectors of cannabis and blockchain?
Well, it's really hard for investors because blockchain isn't really tradable. So the problem with digital currency and blockchain right now is that it's pure asset speculation and it's not strategy based. So that's why it's kind of dying. I mean, it's here to stay. And I love it, and I've invested in it, and we've committed a lot of capital to it, but I'm just not that interested from a trader perspective. With respect to cannabis, you have a lot of, it's in that hype stage, so it's very difficult. I mean, to buy cannabis stocks here, you'd have to be insane. I mean, they're price levels, and there's enough hype that I think there's a great opportunity, and there are some active derivatives, so I have a bunch of different cannabis positions on right now, but they're all short premium and usually short delta.
Tom, what makes for a good trader in your eyes? A smart trader?
A good trader is somebody that's able to block out their ego and their opinions. So what makes for a good trader is somebody that's able to see strategy and somebody that doesn't see direction. So if you can look at opportunity from the standpoint of fear and implied volatility, and rather than look at opportunity from the standpoint of you think you know what's going to happen, good traders are product agnostic. Good traders are strategic. Good traders think about the probabilities and the pot odds of the trade they're going to make. Good traders stay really small. Good traders manage their positions. Good traders are active. There's no such thing as a single product good trader, and there's no such thing as what we call non-active good trader. So,
what are the tastiest trades of the moment?
The tastiest trades of the moment. So the stocks that present the most opportunity right now with the most liquidity, okay? One, I would say that the stock we have our biggest positions in right now, which is non-directional, by the way, but opportunistic, is Tesla, because it has the most liquidity and the highest implied volatility. So it trades like water, and it has great implied volatility, so there's an enormous amount of premiums in there. The other stock that's an ETF that's really interesting is EWZ, which is a Brazilian ETF, which covers, Brazil. It's a country ETF, but it has incredibly high volatility because they have elections coming up, and it's incredibly liquid. So those would be the two most liquid underlyings with the highest implied volatility and the highest expected move and the most, opportunity.
A lot of the attendees here at Money Show want to learn about retirement planning. What would you tell them? What would you advise?
My advice is that there's no such thing as retirement planning. It's idiotic. So my advice is that you start retirement planning by learning how to make decisions and learning how to take risk when you're in your 20s. And if you start thinking about retirement planning when you're in your 50s and 60s, it's incredibly difficult, but it can be done. So I don't ever talk about retirement planning. To me, nothing ever changes.
Wonderful. It was great talking to you, Tom. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.